let's return to Labour's plans for a near zero tolerance on drink driving. They're going to basically make it, or they want to make it so that you can only have 1 pint or even less before you get behind the wheel. Any more than that and you will fail the breathalyzer and be banned from 18 months. None of us approve of drink driving, of course. But a lot of people are saying, well, leave us alone. Why are you doing this? This is the first time these laws have changed since 1967. There are no real statistics to show that this will make the roads safer. Why are you doing this? But the real worry is for people like my next guest, people who are running pubs, landlords, the hospitality business. They're in enough trouble as it is, and this will prevent more people going to the pub. Let's talk to the spokesman for my favourite campaign, which is No Labour MPs in Pubs. He's the landlord of the Old Thatch pub in Dorset, Andy Lennox. He's on the phone. Welcome, Andy.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm all right. Well, before we get to your excellent campaign to keep Labour MPs out of the pubs, I think you should expand it. We should ban them from all sorts of things, you know, like public life, that kind of thing. But seriously, if this law comes in, and let's face it, it probably will because of Labour's majority, you'll only be allowed to have less than 1 pint. People won't come to the pub at all, will they? How damaging do you think this might be, Andy, to the pub industry?
Well, look, I mean, we're the nail in the coffin for all pubs, and don't get me wrong, it's an awful thing to bring in. Don't get me wrong, we don't want to see death on our streets or anything like that, or anything like that. But on the flip side, a rural pub, it depends on those people coming in there for a pint and then going home. But let's be honest, it's just detracting from the real issues, and it's just Labour the government at the moment, just trying to basically palm us on into another conversation, which we're not going to do. Ultimately, at the end of the day, business rates, VAT, these are the problems. It's not about rural pubs.
Yeah, and also, I just think, as you quite rightly say, Andy, none of us condone drink driving. It's a terrible thing, and you never want to see the relatives of people who've been killed by a drunk driver. It's a heartbreaking, terrible, terrible thing to do. But do we need this new law? I mean, the existing law for drink driving has been in power since 1967. No changes since then. Suddenly they're going to bring it hurtling downwards.
It's incredibly interesting, isn't it, that it's just come in just now when we're actually starting to make some kind of inroads into getting into government and actually trying to make our voice heard, that they've now issued this kind of, this is what we're going to do. It's another icensing, the whole licensing measures thing. It makes no sense. None of it makes any sense.
Unless we were discussing this earlier in the show, that maybe it's some kind of dead cat tactic to try and divert us from the serious issues that we should be worried about.
It's exactly what it is.
Yeah. And did you see it as a landlord? Did you see this coming? Because I hadn't heard any indications about this. Had you?
No, not at all. Nothing at all. And we've been told to be quiet and shut up. And we've been told that if we keep on, making noise and we keep on, doing what we're doing, we won't get anything. Well, we're not going to be told to, we're the third biggest industry in the UK. We employ 3 million people. We're not going to just be quiet. And I think that they're throwing everything at the moment at us. Licensing measures. We're going to open till 1 o'clock in the morning. Nobody needs us to open up until 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. It's not, we don't need to do that. And then again, licensing laws, we're not going to be able to go to the rural pub because you won't be able to have a pint. They're just throwing as much as they possibly can to try and detract from the real thing that we're trying to talk about.
Yeah, but why are they attacking pubs? Is it because they're killjoy Puritans? Do you remember their plan not so long ago to ban smoking in pub gardens? Everybody goes, well, what's that for? And even they back down on that one. But it just seems they don't like pubs because people enjoy themselves in pubs. And somehow or other, these socialists don't like people enjoying themselves.
It's not about enjoying yourself in a pub. It's about a pub as a community, and that's where you chat. It's where you have conversation. It's where you discuss things. And one of the biggest problems that I've had as bringing in this whole no Labour MP thing was that oh, well, you're trying to shut down conversation. No, we're trying to open up conversation. And if you shut down pubs, you close down conversation. And I don't think it's a Puritan thing. I don't think it's, in that sense, I think it's trying to shut down conversation, trying to shut down, we all talk in a pub. You go to the pub, you have a pint, you chat about world affairs, you chat about what's going on. They are the community hubs.
But why do they seem to be so against pubs? This is an undoubted attack on the welfare of our boozers, isn't it?
This is not just pubs. This is hospitality. They are going after hospitality. I mean, this is not just pubs. It's restaurants. It's hotels. It's everything. They're going after hospitality like an.
But why?
Like
Why, Andy? Why, Andy? Do you think?
Because they don't deem us to be a organised. Proper, job. Ultimately, at the end of the day, they look at us and they say, well, everyone has their first job in hospitality and everybody is in hospitality, but it's not really a proper job. But actually it is. And you know what? We employ 3 million people. We're the third biggest employer in the country. We generate 60 billion in tax. We're a big deal. The problem is they don't recognise us as being a big deal. And that's what we've got to change.
Now, you're a country pub. You're in Dorset. I don't know how far out in the country
I've got one very far out in the country, and
so
this would really, really hurt. Yeah.
This will be devastating for that, won't it?
Yeah, because ultimately we already see it now. You don't get drinkers. You have passerbys. Someone who will drop in for a bit of food and a pint. But if they can't drop in for a bit of food and a pint, then what is the point of that pub being there?
Yeah,
they need to be able to have a pint. Just one. We're not saying two. We're not saying three. We're just saying you have to be able to have one.
And also, the other thing I would think about this is, nothing is ever perfect. Of course, we'd love a perfect world where everybody was ultimately responsible and never had a drink before they got behind the wheel. But you will know this. The vast, vast, vast majority of motorists are responsible about this. I said earlier in the show, even I am. Even I don't drink and drive, which is a real signal to how many people are responsible on this issue.
As are the vast majority of publicans.
That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that this government, it's like they don't trust us, do they? Treat us like children.
It's kind of like we don't need to be policed that much.
Exactly.
Publicans police that. Ultimately, at the end of the day, if I see someone that they're going to drive, you're going to say, look, don't have another one. We're not those kind of people that go, we'll have to have 3 more and have 6 shots.
Yeah.
It's not. That's not what it is. I mean, one of my pubs out in the sticks, it's a foodie destination. So you go there, you're going there for the food, but you're going to have a pint. You might have a small glass of wine.
Exactly.
You're going to do that. And it's overreach. You just don't need any government to look into it. But what they're trying to do right now is detract from what we have literally absolutely pile drive through over the last 6 weeks. This whole campaign has absolutely gone to the heart of government, and they are scared.
Yeah.
And they are trying to throw as much as they possibly can in different places. Oh, we're going to open till 1 a.m. Oh, we're going to open till this. We're going to do this. We're going to now, change driving laws. They're trying to do everything they possibly can to detract from what we're actually asking for, which is we need the business rates to basically be sorted, but also we need a VAT cut in line with Europe at 13%. That is the key. Yeah. That is the key.
Listen, Andy, come on again soon. Really good to talk to you. All the best.
Yeah, good to chat to you.
And Andy Lennox, landlord of the Old Thatch pub in Dorset. What do you think about what he says? 034